Hi, I'm Amanda Skelton, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'd like to show you how to make this cute little basket. So this is what it looks like on the front and then inside. So it's got this little handle here, and then I'm going to fill it with some paper, ripped paper, and then I'm going to fill it with little Easter eggs. So in the UK in a couple of weeks it's going to be Easter here. It's quite a nice little gift basket for Easter. I'm going to do it in a different colourway, and I'm going to put these little chick eggs in the one that I'm going to do next. So that's what we're going to make today. I'm going to do a different design on the front as well. So I think this might be a retired butterfly set with the punches. So I can show you how you can do the butterfly with what is currently available. So I'm going to do a different colourway. So I'm going to use, what am I using? Lemon Lolly cardstock, and then I'm using some papers from the Bright and Beautiful designer series set. So these are 6x6s, really nice colours. And this actually goes with the balloon. If I can find the design, is there a design in there? There's actually a balloon set in here as well, I believe. Sort of these sorts of designs. So really nice, goes with, like I said, goes with a balloon set really, but it's really nice and bright and cheerful for an Easter colours with the yellow as well. So that's what we're going to do today. So what we need is a piece of cardstock, and that needs to measure 6 inches by 6 inches. And what you want to do is score it 2 inches and 4 inches on one side, turn it 90 degrees, and again score it 2 inches and 4 inches. So you've got 9 2x2 inch squares. Then you want a piece of card that for the handle, and that is going to be 6 inches by 3/4 of an inch. Then you want some designer series paper, patterned paper. You want 4 of these, and these want to measure 1 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4 of an inch. So you want 4 of those, and then 1 piece of designer series paper to detail the handle, and that needs to measure 6 inches by 1/2 inch. That's going to be just a little bit narrower than the coloured card to add that detail. Okay, so we have our scored piece of card. So what you want to do is on both opposite edges, you want to cut up to the scored line at 2 inches. You can use your trimmer if you'd rather. I think it's a little bit easier to show you on camera if I do this by hand. Okay, so you've got 2 pieces there, 2 pieces there. Okay, so what you want to do then is fold all your pieces in. Oh, come on. Fold all your edges in like this. So you don't need to do what you normally do if you're doing like a box. You don't need to take off the corners. So you can use a bone folder if you'd rather get really nice crisp edges, and then fold the 2 edges as well there. Okay, so on one of the edges where you've got the cut pieces, so the middle one's going to go inside, and then you're simply going to bring the 2 outside ones together. So that's what gives that design and that shape. Okay, so but before we're going to put it together, we're going to add the papers. So you can see that these are the edges that are going to come together. So turn your paper over, and these 4 outside pieces are the ones that are going to go to make the design. Okay, so that's the side that you want to put your paper on, and I think I'm going to use that for all of mine. So I'm just going to glue. If you've got directional paper, you might need to think about making sure that if it's that way up, that it's the right way up. This isn't particularly, so I haven't got to worry about that. So I'm just going to put this on there, centre them. So your 4 outside corners is where you want to put them. And I decided I'd use the more colourful side rather than the yellow, because when I do the butterfly in a minute, I'm going to try and bring those colours out as well. Otherwise I think the yellow is a little bit insipid on top of yellow itself. It depends how bright you want to be, or if you want it to be more subtle. Entirely up to you. Really good design this for using up extra bits of paper, small bits of paper that you've got, because you don't need too much patterned paper for this design. So that's quite a good one to use up scraps. Okay, so there we go. So like I said, this is the outside, and that's going to be my detail there. Okay, so again, so these middle ones sort of can stay inside for the minute, get those out of the way. Then you want your tear and tape. Okay, so as you can see, those are going to go over each other, and you want to bring the point to point together. So what we need to do is just put some tape on the inside of one of the edges, and that's going to stick that to that. At the same time, we're going to put a little bit of tape here, so that when we put those together, we can then push that and it will stick to this section, just to give it some stability. Okay, so opening out your piece, so outside edge here, so on the same edge that you've got your cuts, on the inside edge here. And then I'm going to do the same on the opposite side, because that's going to go over on the opposite side as well. And then, actually I can use that bit that I just had there. So on the, push those in, and you just want a bit of piece of tape there. And the same on that one, push that one in and on the outside edge. So without taking it off, you can see, and in fact it's good to do this before you take the protective off to make sure it's going to work right. So that is going to stick onto there at angles, and then that is going to stick onto there. So just make sure you've got your tapes in the right place. If you haven't, you've got you can move it around if you put it on the outside edge, for example, because then at least it won't be sticky if you put it in the wrong place. Okay, so this is actually quite a quick design as well, and again using different papers, filling it with something different. So that's the sticky side, so that's going to go on the outside. I'm going to do point to point and then just push that down, and then I'm going to take the protective on the inside piece and then just push that into it. Okay, so that's how it looks. Okay, so now you can do the opposite side. Again, you've got the tape here, so again that wants to be the outside piece. I'm going to do corner to corner, and then again I'm going to take the tape protective off the inside bit as well. If only I could. There you go. Okay, and then just push that in. Okay, so that gives you your main basket section. Okay, it's quite sturdy. Now we want to make the handle. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to use a bone folder, and just to make it a little bit easier to fix and to take the strain, I'm going to use a bone folder just to make it curved, and it just means that it's going to be more easy to make it fit into that that shape. Otherwise it's sort of going to be trying to push against itself. I'm going to do that for that, and I'm going to do that as well for the, again, make sure that you're doing it on the right side so that it curves the right way. Okay, just helps it to stick together. So again, I'm just making sure that these are the same length. They are. So on the inside of your pattern paper, again, I'm just going to add a piece of tape. And then I'm going to bring that to one side, make sure it's centered and aligned to the edge. So that looks about right there. Just make sure it's about the center there. Push it down. And then we can do the same. The other side. Why aren't my nails working today? There we go. Okay, so again, before that goes down, just make sure it's centered. Just gently allow that to go there. Okay, so that's your handle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fix that inside, and we've just got a nice edge there to butt it up against, and you want to try and get it so that it's roughly centered with your point up there. So on the outside edge this time, I'm going to put a piece of tape there. I'm going to put 2 pieces of tape. Depends on what you're going to fill it with. You might want to put extra glue on there. But I have found that this is enough. So 2 pieces there. Okay, and then you want to sort of butt it up on the inside, but then move it across a bit and make sure that it looks centered. It's not quite centered, a little bit further. It's a lot further over than I keep thinking. There you go, about there. Okay, and then we can do the same the other side. I can just see that the glue is slightly proud above the edge of the point of the box, but I think we'll get away with it. Okay, so that should be pretty much centered there. In fact, I'm going to put that a little bit lower because that really is quite obvious where the glue is. So there you go. It looks a lot, as you can see, it looks a lot neater if it's butted up against that. That's not quite as neat, but I've done it so that I've hidden, I can see the glue there a little bit. So I've just done that to do that. So there you have the main part of your little basket. Stands nicely. It's got a nice area to fill, so you can fill it as much as you want. I've used some, oh, what do you call it? What can we call the paper? Shredded paper inside to fill it a little bit, and then you don't need to fill it so much with goodies. So how I'm going to decorate this, so I'm going to use these butterflies. Now these are the paper butterfly accents that are currently available, and what I'm going to do is, I might use that one. And I think I'm going to do it in blue. I was going to do it in yellow and blue. The only trouble is with yellow and blue, if you go over it with both colours, then it's going to end up with green, and I don't really want green, although there is green on here. So maybe let's experiment. So I'm going to definitely use 2 different brushes because otherwise it will end up green on the actual brush. So I'm just going to use the brushes, the blending brushes. So I'm going to do some there, and then I'm going to go from the other side. So I'm using Lemon Lolly, and I'm using Boho Blue, which is the colour to match that. No, did I just use that one? Which one did I just use? Oh, which one did I just use? That's a good question. I'd use that one. Okay. So now I'm going to do a bit of blue. Just taking off a bit of the extra there. And then I'm just going to come on lightly with the blue. Just add a little bit to start with and then bring up the colours little bit by a little, otherwise you can't control. That's quite cute, and it's quite a good way. So these are all white on here. You get quite a lot of these. I think I want to say 60, but there is a lot of these in this pack. There's a lot of sheets of them and different sizes and shapes, but they're all white, so you can just add colour to them as you want to. I think that's quite a cute little accent on there. You can obviously have a sentiment. You can have Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day, Happy Easter, etc. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue onto that. And it doesn't matter, they're both the same front and back, but I'm just going to add that on. It's quite nice to go on top of the pink. I just think it shows up a little bit better, so I'm just going to put that one there, which is quite cute. And then I'm going to fill it with some shredded paper. What I did on this one, because the stamp and punch have the big butterfly and the little one, I put a little one on the outside as well. So you could put something on both sides if you want to. So then you want to get your shredded paper. Give it a nice generous fill. It does squash down quite a lot once you've got the weight of the chocolate on top, so. And then I'm just going to put in some little chicks. There we go. There we have a nice little treat basket. Oh, go on and sit in there properly. Nice little treat basket with some little chicks in it. It's quite cute. It's not too heavy, so that's quite a nice little present to give. You could put jewellery in there. You could put little minis of bottles of drink, other chocolates. I've done some with Ferrero Rochers and Lindor chocolates. Miniature perfume, so you could use this for a lot of different reasons. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. As always, you can find the details on amandascraftedcards.stampinup.net, and I'm also on Facebook and YouTube and Pinterest as Amanda's Crafted Cards. I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully you can make some little treats for Easter. You could put little brownies or something as well, biscuits, anything like that. Hope you've enjoyed it. Anyway, I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.